The vaults look like they're straight out of some sinister, surreal movie.
It's alive!
Monsters lurk behind these locked doors.
The original camera negative of Frankenstein, 1931, starring Boris Karloff, is in there.
And there are treasures.
Down here we have a very short film.
Greg Lukow heads the Library of Congress National Audiovisual Conservation Center in Culpeper, Virginia.
It's untitled, but we have named it Newark Athlete. Thomas Edison's studio, made in 1891. It may be the oldest piece of celluloid roll motion picture film in the world.
Newark Athlete was added to the National Film Registry in 2010. This year's editions will bring the list to 650, a tiny, tiny fraction of the collection the Library of Congress stores here, the largest anywhere. It has 1.4 million films, TV, and video recordings.
Actually, we're walking on the roof of the moving image vaults as we speak.
If this place suggests a secret Cold War bunker, that's exactly what it used to be.
It was a nuclear bomb-proof underground bunker.
So what would have been in it?
They stored billions of dollars of coin and currency that just sat there for 25 years between 1968 and 1993 for the purpose of repumping the economy.
So if there were a nuclear attack...
East of the Mississippi in case of a nuclear holocaust, right.
At the end of the Cold War, the bunker was decommissioned. In 1997, philanthropist David Woodley Packard bought the facility, transformed it, and then gave it to the Library of Congress.
Every year, the Librarian of Congress adds 25 titles to the National Film Registry. But a film has to exist to be eligible for inclusion.
70% of the 11,000 or so silent films made in the United States have been lost. The ones that survive are often incomplete and in terrible shape.
This roll of film was kept someplace very, very wet, and it has become what we call a hockey puck.
George Williman is a film archivist for the Library of Congress.
You can also see this brown powder that is forming.
Until 1951, most motion picture film was made of nitrate, which had a tendency to decay, catch fire, or even explode if not cared for properly.
This one still has a little bit of image on it, so there is something there we can try to save.
Saving our cinematic heritage is a big part of what the Library of Congress does at its Packard campus in Culpeper. In its lab, technicians can take the faintest of images and, by using state-of-the-art photographic techniques, actually make brand new negatives and prints.
The film is The Skeleton. It's a 1912 short.
Liz Stanley's job is to inspect and restore old films. The Skeleton has broken sprocket holes she's got to fix. Is this place loaded with film geeks?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, you know the AV club, like in high school? This is where they work. Like, this is where they ended up.
And speaking of film geeks,
yeah, Rob Farr says chances are this is a Charlie Chase directed film.
They come from all over the world for what the library calls its mostly lost conferences to play detective.
Why do we think it was Jersey?
Well, it's definitely East Coast.
Unidentified fragments of films are shown.
So it's Alaska.
Territorial, yeah.
It's set in Alaska.
Participants try to spot clues on the screen that might help the library figure out what the films are.
Yeah, it could be 1912.
If the past is a mystery, here the present and the future will not be, thanks to technology. 24 hours a day, radio, television, and internet content is being captured live in real time and being saved. Decades of TV shows.
Just a minute. This isn't Mr. Burns at all.
Video games, even YouTube posts are being digitized and archived. So much data, it's being stored by the petabyte. 1 petabyte is like more than 13 years of HD TV video. The archive includes everything from Dallas.
Now listen to me carefully, Sue Ellen. You take care of that baby here.
To the 70s porn film, Debbie Does Dallas.
We want to be able to preserve all of it. I mean, because we figure it's for future generations to be able to decide what's important and what's not.
Mike Michon heads the moving image section.
We have lots of television commercials in our collection, and I'm really glad that we do, because it is such a wonderful resource that we have to talk about the changing evolution in our culture.
For example, attitudes toward women.
But at Eastern, we're very choosy about whom we let serve you on a plane.
Remember Eastern Airlines? Here's an ad from 1970.
She's awkward. She wears glasses. Oh, now, oh, she's married.
And there's this.
Martha Teichner reports.
We have your very first broadcast on CBS.
My 29-year-old self was like 9 days after my first day of work.
Toccoa Falls College calls itself a non-denominational school, but religion is its backbone.
The Library of Congress National Audiovisual Conservation Center adds as many as 150,000 items to its collection every year. Its annual budget, $15 million. According to Greg Lukow, a bargain for the American people.
Explain to me why it's important to save all those films and videos.
It's a window into the hearts and minds and even the soul of the American people. It shows the best of us, it shows the worst of us. Can you imagine our understanding of ourselves without it?